Alright, what's up guys, Single Player Nacho here. Doing a little something different here, looking at the impact that Resident Evil 2 had on the entire video game world, and my world as well. Let's start off with my personal experience. First off, RE2 was my very first Resident Evil game. I was a whopping 3 years old when this game came out, so this is going to be a pretty hazy, vague memory. I mean, the typical first few memories that people can actually remember are around 3 to 4 years of age. It's insane, however, that I still remember this. Now, I wasn't playing the game, my older brother was. If I was playing it, I would have pissed my little ass over and over again, would have drowned the entirety of Raccoon City. And the visuals were indeed terrifying. Seeing that liquor cutscene is genuinely melted into my mind for life. This game literally puts you face to face with zombies right away. The intensity in the introduction alone is so much more prevalent compared to the original. To me, Leon Kennedy was so fucking cool. Like, I wanted to be him when I'd grow up. I remember most parts of the RPD, the sewers. I remember how visually appealing the item designs were within the case. The green herbs, the weapons. But the thing that stuck the most with this entire game, and what sets itself apart from other horror games, is one simple thing: doors. There are earlier games that introduced door horror, Sweet Home, Clock Tower, to name a few. The fear of entering a room and not knowing what the hell is in it is a very scary thing. It's just against human nature. Resident Evil 2 took this mechanic and stretched it to newer, better possibilities. We were able to venture outside an entire city in ruins, seeing how the zombie outbreak had completely taken over all of Raccoon City. Yes, it's decrepit and there's blood everywhere, but there is so much attention to detail here. The billboards, the lit up signs, seeing how the residents spent their final moments. Like this dude was just enjoying a nice meal outside and boom, death. It makes me wonder how he ended up here. The difference between RE1 and RE2 isn't necessarily just that the areas are more expanded. The visual lore was increased to really put you in this in-game world that is slowly but surely rotting from the inside out. Resident Evil 1 had various empty rooms that featured maybe a painting or two. Don't get me wrong, there are definitely rooms in that game that feature strange details, aka Itchy Tasty Room. But RE2, thankfully, expanded on the formula. There is so much more happening than just zombies and perverted liquors. There's a whole lot of tragedy and cheesy-ass characters. I will always give this game credit for something so rare these days when it comes to sequels or remakes: the ginormous risk of introducing brand new characters than returning ones. And I mean, not one character from RE1 is found here. That's pretty crazy for a, at the time, brand new IP. You have the stumbling yet lovable rookie Leon Kennedy, and the motorcycle badass Claire Redfield. As some of you may know, these two were very close to never seeing the light of day. If you know the name Elza Walker, congrats. Here's a beautiful picture of Sassy Verdugo just for you. Elza was the first incarnation of Claire Redfield. There are similarities. They're both pretty obviously into bikes, but these two offer so much more insight into the development besides just being different characters. Elza and Claire actually changed the entire scope for the series. Resident Evil 1.5, or the first RE2, was different in the sense that the ending was supposed to tie up Resident Evil in a nice bow and finish the series for good. It was written to be the very last game. Maybe that's why Capcom didn't really care about the risk of introducing new characters, aka Elza Walker. RE 1.5 was thankfully scrapped, and RE2 was completely rewritten from the ground up to be a more open-ended footnote to the series. And thus, Elza was changed to Claire Redfield, sibling of Chris Boulderstein, to interconnect the RE universe for future incarnations. RE1 laid down a blueprint of these science experiments gone wrong, with shady forces at play, but it was RE2 that would take us into the madness that is Umbrella. If you think about it, RE2 is a better introduction to the series for a newcomer than RE1. Why? Your protagonist, whether you choose Claire or Leon, is also thrust into this world of BOWs. You start off in this relatively recognizable building setting, and there are some crazy monsters there. Simple enough. As you go deeper and deeper into the story, the areas mirror that very same feeling. You eventually go from the sewers into a large underground secret facility, and the world of bioorganic weapons. The dark companies that create them, and the maniacs involved with them step into the light. The main villains here are the Birkin family, Annette and William, along with the humongous creep Brian Irons. The idea that this entire city was essentially owned by these three people is a very important one. Why? Because they are all actually very simple people. Yes, simple people with an insane lust for power and other creepy stuff that I can't mention on this video. Raccoon City is overrun by zombies, yes, but more than that, it was overrun by powerful individuals that were given a little too much creative freedom. There is no big bad boss dude with an evil laughter at the end of this game. Instead, the big bad villains here are extremely flawed, and it was no accident that they were written that way. The story of Resident Evil 2 and the other games in this series work because, to put it in easier terms, it's deep and scary the more you learn. Resident Evil 2 is one of the best games ever created. It took the fundamentals in the original, which was great already, and upped them to 11. I mean, it is genuinely difficult to find a flaw in this frickin' game, and it was released 26 years ago. That's 26 years that this title has stood the test of time. It's one of my earliest memories. It's scary as shit. The characters and dialogue are very 90s. Here, I'll include my favorite line right here.
Sorry about that. I thought you were one of them.
Thanks to this game, the world of Resident Evil was expanded tenfold. And let's not forget the amazing music. If you haven't already played this perfection, please do so. I know many of you have checked out the remake, which was also fucking amazing. I urge you to see what made that game a beast as well. Go to your local GameStop, buy a Nintendo 64, brand new, do it.
Leon.
What? Oh, man.
Well, thank you so much for checking out this video. What was your earliest memory of Resident Evil 2? What was your first impression when you first picked up this game, or any Resident Evil game in general? Let me know. Let me know those childhood traumas. Let's all connect in the comments. We got this. We're gonna get over this together. You know, insert picture of liquor, sexy one right here. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more horror videos and lore. I'm also streaming on Twitch. Be sure to follow on their links in the description and join the new Discord. Share your memes, share your Resident Evil stuff. It's all there. Check it out.